What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dev, aka Devi Debonair, and this is the Debonair Lifestyle. And in today's video, we are going to go over my iPhone 13 mini review. Let's just say I really wanted to love this phone, but I just couldn't. Do it. Get it out the way. This is a great phone, an amazing phone, but it's just not the phone for me. And I tried my hardest to deny it. I tried my hardest to be looked out of the way, but I had to look directly at it. And while looking at it, it was obvious it wasn't gonna work out between us. I know it sounds like a bad breakup, but it's true. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's just too small. It's just too small.
That's what she said.
So we'll just start with the size of the phone. It's a 5.4 display, and in my previous video on the unboxing, I really wanted to compare it to the HTC One phone that I previously owned years back because I love that phone, and I was hoping it'd give me the same nostalgia feeling owning the Mini that it did owning the HTC One, but I just never got that feeling. I tried to force it. I tried to fight it, but I just couldn't. It's like you adjust to the phone eventually, but long term, I know it ain't gonna work out. It's like even with the apps, they seem like not real small, but just too small to us. Like I never felt comfortable selecting what I wanted to use throughout the day, and like I never selected the wrong thing, but it was like my thumb was always hesitant on like what I wanted to scroll, what I wanted to pick. It never just felt natural. Like just using the phone always felt like a kind of like a hassle. Like I done spent all this money on this phone, so I gotta use it type of thing. And I don't like that. You know, I wanna not have buyer's remorse when I use any product that I buy. And I was starting to have that maybe by the third day while owning the phone. And the thing is, this phone isn't bad at all. It's really good, like hardware wise. Everything that Apple puts into their phones to an iPhone, it's great. Like we can even talk about the biggest thing that people made a big deal out of, like the battery life. The battery life on this phone is actually good. I don't get the overhype or people over exaggerating the battery life. This phone actually lasted me longer than my 10R. Like I rarely had to charge it. I can really go out through the day and use this phone with no worries. And that was a big concern, especially after watching previous reviews. I think the chip that Apple placed into their phones, like the A15 or something like that, I just think that processor knows how to work with the phone. Like it doesn't allow you to overuse it. And I know it's such thing as like power users, but how long are you guys really on your phone like that? Like if it's that serious, you might have a problem. Like just put the phone down, watch TV, go outside, read a book. It's more to like than this phone. But outside of that, the phone lasted me all day. Like I rarely had to charge it, maybe charge it once and then go about my day. Like I'll break down my usage of this phone. So normally I work third shift. I work from 11 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. And during that time, I leave the house maybe around like 10:30. In the car, play music, get to work, pop my AirPods in. Might even get on YouTube and listen to like a bunch of sports shows, podcasts, music, whatever. And the phone never really let me down. I never got scared of like, oh snap, I need to charge my phone. Like it was cool. Like normally when I had my 10R, I had my charger in my pocket, ready to go, break down more of my schedule. So at 2 o'clock, I take like a 15-minute break, and then at 4 o'clock, I take a lunch. Normally in between that time, around like 3 o'clock, I charge my phone, and that way I can finish like the rest of my shift. Never had to put my charger out with this one, which shocked me because I was ready, but as you guys can see on the screen, my battery was still rocking. And then by the end of my shift, I still had juice left, even to make the car ride home. The battery life on this phone is great. Please don't let these other reviewers scare you from picking up this phone because of the battery, because it's not bad at all. But I will say, since the charging block doesn't come included with the phone, if you do pick up one, I will be hesitant to pick up the 20-watt charger. Alright y'all, sorry for the interruption, but while recording that previous video, my camera died. I don't know if I ran out of memory or if my camera overheated. It never overheated before. But anyway, that's not the point. We're just gonna continue this review here. So, basically concluding what I was saying about the battery life. Battery life is great on the iPhone 13 mini. Towards the end of that conversation, I was speaking on charging the phone with a 20-watt charging block. It did make my phone feel a little warm on the back, but a long term with that phone, I think that would be something to keep in mind. Moving right along to the camera. The camera on the iPhone 13 mini is great. I was highly surprised on how well it worked. The quality from photos to video was amazing. If you are going to create content with this phone, you are in luck because it will not disappoint you. What I really had plans for was to use it to create content in a sense of like out in public. I'm not sure if you guys vlog or have an interest in vlogging, but it can be very intimidating. And to have a small phone like that does such a great job as far as quality, and to be in a public setting, you can just focus on yourself and not worry about people looking at you. Like if you're gonna point a camera at yourself, I would go for the iPhone 13 mini or any iPhone at that. Like you should be fine, but the iPhone 13 mini makes it really look on some incognito type stuff. Like it won't draw a lot of attention to you. As you can see from the examples I'm posting here, like the image quality is just great. Like I loved the iPhone 13 mini camera. And I was just very impressed from Apple that they was able to take the sensors from the iPhone 12 Pro and to be able to place it not only into the iPhone 13, but to the iPhone 13 mini, and it had no hiccups. No lag issues, no really trying to search and find your face or find whatever you had the camera focused on. It just was great quality. Also, the cinematic mode on the phone was cool. It works. I don't think the average person would care for it. Like if you are not a creator, if you don't really have an interest in really cinematics at all, you might use it maybe once or twice, but you really gonna probably stick with just video on your phone. Like that's what we've been trained to use as our predominantly video recorder, like just the video portion of our phone, not the cinematic mode. So it was cool just to play around with, just to know, hey, I can, focus on one thing and then switch to another. It worked very well. To the photos are great. Apple does not miss when it comes to taking amazing pictures, and for the iPhone 13 mini and just the iPhone 13 across the board, it delivered as expected. With the front camera and the back camera being a 12 megapixel, you good when it comes to taking pictures. I think my only issue is when taking pictures, my finger at times used to like block or just kind of be in the frame of the camera. I could never get like the right grasp onto the phone when I was taking pictures. So that kind of became annoying after a while. It's just like, I'm just trying to record, but my finger I just be at the bottom and it's like this little smudge, and it was kind of getting frustrating from time to time. Like I said earlier throughout the video, it is a small phone. That is really my biggest issue with using the phone and with owning the phone. Before I wrap up this video, as far as like the brightness and the screen display, it looked really good. Like even in dark areas, it shined bright. And I'm the type of person, I do not like having the brightness on my phone all the way up. Like it hurts my eyes. So I would have it like maybe like a quarter, like 25%, and it was still bright enough in like dark areas. And it's still like, it was getting on my nerves as far as like brightness, and it wasn't even turned up to the max. But even with that being said, as far as using the phone, the apps just felt like really bunched in together, which made it kind of uncomfortable moving around on the phone as far as like using the screen and stuff and trying to select the app. Like I never selected the wrong app, but I was always hesitant. I always had to like think and pace and make sure I pressed it the right way in order to get the app I wanted to open. And then even typing on the phone or even reading font, it just felt small. I'm squinting and I'm holding the phone up to my face, and it's just like, dang. And it's like, look, I knew that going in. Like the whole subject of the video, it's a small phone, it's a small phone. I know, but at the same time, it was just like, it was too much work to use a phone, especially when it's my phone. I paid all this money for it. I just want to enjoy it. What I did like about it that I didn't want to like about it, I didn't want to use the phone as much. Like, I think as a society, we spend a lot of time on our phone, and using that phone made me want to put it down. Like, I'm tired of just working too hard to work my phone, so I didn't really mess around with it a lot. So that's not like a good thing. Like I said, I paid for this phone. It's my phone. We do enjoy our phones a lot as people, and I just couldn't enjoy it. So instead of using it, I didn't use it. I just placed it to the side, and I treated it kind of like how a phone is supposed to be used, as far as making calls and communicating to friends and family via text or messenger or whatever the case may be. But as far as like just scrolling on Instagram, the pictures felt really small. Scrolling on TikTok, I didn't care to do that. Watching videos and stuff, great. You know, if you flip it sideways or whatever, image quality, all that, great, amazing. Knocked it out the park. Even the volume, that's a loud phone. Like, I think all iPhone 13s are pretty loud, but even for the mini, like, did not disappoint at all. But just the use of the phone, man, and it makes perfect sense as why Apple is planning to discontinue creating minis for the future. I wish they would make it just a little bit bigger, but I'm probably in a small percentage of people that want a smaller phone. Like, nobody's buying it, unfortunately. Nobody's buying it, and it's a miss. Apple's a business. They understand how business works. They look at the numbers, and if it says people aren't interested in the product, why continue to invest and create this product? So this was the last mini for the iPhone series to come for the future, and Apple's moving on, and I don't blame them. Like I said, I wanted to like the phone, I really did, but it just didn't work out for me. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this review of the iPhone 13 mini. I appreciate you guys checking out this video. I hope I answered the questions that you had. But if you can do me a huge favor, as always, please hit that like button. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. My name is Dev, aka Debbie Debonair. This is the Debonair Lifestyle. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace.